Some videos hit you like a truck the second they start playing. Simple dash cam footage, then chaos.
Oh, holy oh, fuck.
Simple recording turns into a nightmare. Creepy people, twisted faces, and things no one ever wants to meet. The encounters you're about to see aren't just creepy.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here?
Oh no, these couldn't have gone more wrong.
Hit that! Hit that!
At the start of this video, everything was going fine, just a group of friends in a car. But it all changed once their headlight saw someone standing in the middle of the road. It was a clown, but he was holding a metal rod, and suddenly he charged towards the group. The clown got too close and was able to use the rod on the car. Luckily, they had survival instincts, so the driver immediately drove off and saved all of them from something far worse.
Oh my God! Right there. Ah, shit! This shit. Oh, holy oh, fuck.
They were just a few minutes from their campsite when it all went wrong. A clown stepped out from the trees and blocked their way to the site, and he was not empty-handed. The way everything unfolded looks way too suspicious. He had definitely planned this ambush.
Yo!
What the dude?
And then he started to carry out his devious plan. Now it was on the driver to improvise, and he knew he could only do one thing. It was this decision that saved them. It's because Lord only knows what else the clown had in mind.
Hey, get out of here!
Go! Come on, dude! Fucking go! What the fuck? Oh,
Sometimes it's the prey that should be feared. After spotting a masked freak in the middle of nowhere, the logical thing would be to reverse, especially if the clown behaves like this. But these men, they were perhaps warriors because they didn't. This was unexpected. So the clown gave up, turned around, and ran off into the dark. For once, it wasn't the people who got scared. It was the clown.
Clown ass nigga. Bet. I spray your
Buried secrets.
Oh my God!
This driver was just trying to get through a late night drive in Texas when his headlights caught something strange. A man in a clown mask standing alone in the middle of the highway, digging something. That had never happened before, so the driver was caught off guard. And then the clown did something even more bizarre. He started jumping in a strange and jerky manner, only to disappear into the fields on the side of the road. What was he doing? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Yo, what the f? What the f?
No escape.
Oh my God! Get in here! What the f? Go!
They thought it'd be a quick visit to a friend's place, but it was the complete opposite. One of them saw movement and got curious, so he decided to step out, and from inside the car, one of the other friends noticed it too, but on the other side. That's when a masked figure was caught sprinting towards them, fast. So he shouted, and the friend outside didn't waste a single second and got back in, immediately taking off like their lives depended on it. That felt like a trap meant for someone who wasn't quick on their feet.
Oh my God! Go! What
Road ritual. They thought it'd be faster to cut through the woods, but they walked straight into something they weren't supposed to see. Figures in long brown robes were standing around a fire, wearing white masks. And audio isn't clear, so either they were talking to one another or chanting some hedonistic chants. Before we see what they did, quickly comment what you would have done. Looks like they made the obvious decision to run out of there. Abandoned danger. Exploring abandoned places can seem exciting, but it's a mistake some only make once. A group of friends on a road trip pulled into a deserted town eager to explore. As one of them parked, a blur darted from the shadows. A clown, sprinting full speed, jumped onto the car's hood. Panic hit. The driver floored it, twisting the wheel to shake the clown off. It tumbled to the ground, but the friends didn't dare slow down. They sped off in a frenzy, vowing never to return. Some places are abandoned for a reason.
What the f?
Mask trap. A quiet family drive turned into something straight out of a horror movie. Another car suddenly blocked their path, brakes screeching as it stopped sideways across the road. Then came the figures. First, a man in a rabbit mask holding a chainsaw. Next, a clown in a filthy orange jumpsuit pressing a creepy puppet right against the window. The child in the back seat gasped, frozen in fear. The air felt wrong, like they were part of someone's sick game. The driver didn't wait. He threw the car in reverse and gunned it, tires spinning as they escaped the scene. That peaceful drive over. Curiosity versus cat. A man in Mexico wandered into the woods and stumbled across an old, decaying house. Strange sounds came from within, but his curiosity led him inside. Climbing the stairs, he entered a dimly lit room to find figures in eerie masks frozen in some kind of ritual. The moment his foot shifted, they turned, their gaze locking on him. Fear gripped his chest, and without hesitation, he ran, tearing through the woods until he reached safety. Some doors, once opened, should stay closed. Clown chase. It was getting a bit late, so the person driving was trying to get home as soon as possible, but fate had other plans. Lo and behold, it was a creepy clown with a disturbed mentality because he was standing still, eerily still, and that's when he did what no other clown had done, ran towards the car. This obviously caused the driver to panic and almost drift his way out of there. When he checked the mirror, the clown was gone, but that feeling, that sick, cold fear, it never left, because deep down, he knew he was insanely lucky to have survived that. Ghost crossing. Driving late at night can sometimes be peaceful, but there is that dread of being watched no matter who is behind the wheel, and this dashcam footage caught a bone-chilling white figure on the road. It crossed the road as if there was no car coming towards it, and maybe even if it did, the car wouldn't hit it, as this was not a human but a ghost, an apparition that haunts those that make the mistake of stopping their car. Fortunately, this driver did not. He just kept going, knowing deep down, whatever that thing wasn't something you look at twice. Believe me now?
He's right there! Go!
Julian didn't believe his little brother when he was told of a clown outside their building, but to prove his older brother wrong, they went to the parking lot and saw the terror and the truth. Standing under the streetlight was a creepy man, and the way he was standing there almost looked like a trap. That's when he started walking towards them, slow and steady, but Julian's little brother lost it, and Julian would do anything to protect his younger brother. So they got out of there before one of them lost a brother or both lost their lives.
You just saw a clown somewhere in my apartment, but I really don't believe him.
Chainsaw clown. Driving down a dark road is already a huge no-no, but it only gets worse if someone who shouldn't be there is there. The guys in the car started filming in case things went horribly wrong, and let me tell you, they could not have gotten worse. Whoever this was came back holding a chainsaw, and that sound is pure nightmare fuel. The driver freaked out and hit the gas, and they should count their lucky stars because this madman didn't run after them. Whispering stranger. After parking for the night, a man noticed someone just standing nearby, watching him. But before he could react, the figure walked straight up to his window and began muttering something. The words didn't make sense, but the way he was saying them was really spooky. It felt deeply wrong. Now the heart was beating fast, and that's when he did something unexpected. Without another word, the man turned and calmly walked away. I don't know which moment was worse.
Those are so creepy.
Hidden ritual. In the thick woods of Monte Rio, one camper found out why locals don't joke about what happens after dark. This camper had managed to capture figures in hooded robes, moving in a line with torches in their hand. Have a look and let me know in the comments what you think this was. To me, it's a ritual, but this next one might make things more clear. Unveiled ritual.
And all within the grove be reverent.
Like the previous one, this either shows the same satanic, creepy ritual or it's a totally new one. We would have to see to find out. There was a group of people, all in strange clothing no one wears anymore, and a creepier thing was they had surrounded someone in white. Looked like it was their leader or someone important to them. The original video is quite lengthy, and it shows the entire ritual taking place. What are your thoughts now? Satanic summoning. He was just passing through, driving along a quiet back road when something caught his eye through the trees. A ring of fire was burning in the clearing, and around it were cloaked figures who were standing completely still. These types of people are called fire worshippers, and it's a form of satanic worship. The cameraman was in the wrong place at the right time and caught all of their strange activities. Red Road. Not all rumors need to be investigated because some end up being true, and that was the mistake this person made when he found out about a road where people mysteriously vanish. Most called it haunted, but he wanted proof. So as he was on the road, his headlights caught a person in red walking straight down the center line, face hidden behind a mask like it belonged in a nightmare. No reason to be there, and his instincts kicked in. That wasn't a rumor anymore, so he kept driving and didn't slow down. Whether it was fake or real didn't matter. He wasn't sticking around to find out. Clown charge.
He's running. Get in the car.
It started as just another fun night. Music up, windows down, driving through backwoods like they owned the place. But that mood changed quickly. A clown stood dead center in the road, not moving, just staring. One friend got out to check, but the second he realized it wasn't a joke, he turned back. That's when the clown ran, full sprint, straight for the car. The door barely shut before the tires screamed and the car peeled off. Nobody laughed after that. The woods went silent. Clown stayed behind, but the memory, that's not going anywhere.
Shut the stupid radio off. Justin, no, get back in the car.
Highway ambush. What started as a normal truck route turned into a nightmare. Thick tree branches had been placed across the highway, forcing the truck driver to slow down. Then figures emerged from the darkness, jumping over the guardrail and launching rocks, sticks, and chunks of concrete at the truck. With no way out, the driver pushed forward, shattering the barricade and taking the hits. The glass sliced into him, but he didn't stop. This wasn't some random accident, it was an attack, and whatever was behind it, it wasn't something to be ignored. Creepy clowns.
Come up to this barrier right here. Go ahead and put your butts against it.
What started as a normal patrol turned freaky fast. Officers spotted two clowns standing in the middle of the road, masks on, not moving. Dashcam footage showed them slowly walking toward the car, one step at a time. The officers shouted and warned them to stop. No response, just silence and those painted faces. The video went viral, with some people laughing it off, calling it a prank, but others weren't laughing, not with how serious those clowns looked. Cops had to step in before things went too far, and to this day, no one really knows what their plan was. Unexpected encounter.
No! Oh shit! Oh my
A late night drive home turned into a nightmare for a group of friends when they saw something bizarre ahead. A clown standing in the road holding a live viper. Fear gripped the car as they approached. Instead of driving off, the driver made an unexpected move. Grabbing a stick, he stepped out and struck the clown hard enough to send him stumbling back. With no time to process what just happened, he jumped back into the car, started the engine, and sped off. Whatever the clown had planned, they weren't about to stick around to find out.
What are you doing? Stop!
Floating torso. He was halfway across the bridge when his headlights caught it, something leaning over the edge. At first, it looked like a man, but when the light hit full on, it was clear. There were no legs, no lower half at all, just a torso hanging there like the rest of it had vanished. He slammed the brakes and stared, trying to make sense of it. Then he checked his mirrors and it was gone. Nothing on the road, no one in sight. He didn't wait around. That route? He's taken the long way ever since. Dark vanishing. A man obsessed with uncovering the truth about satanic rituals decided to infiltrate one himself. Dressed in hooded robes, he hid a tiny camera on his body, broadcasting everything to his friends. The air was thick with chanting, and the flickering torchlight cast eerie shadows. He moved cautiously, careful not to draw attention, but then the screen glitched. Static, silence. His friends tried desperately to reach him, but it was too late. Hours passed, days, weeks. He was never seen again. The authorities found nothing. No trace of him, no sign of the cult. Had they found him out? Had he become part of their ritual? To this day, no one knows what really happened that night. Unseen threat.
Oh my god. Come on, go, 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 go!
Some roads are better left unexplored. A group of friends, hopelessly lost on a desolate stretch of highway, found their phones out of service and no idea which direction to go. Just as panic set in, a tall figure appeared in the distance. It stood motionless, its face swallowed by the darkness. Then it began moving toward them, each step slow and deliberate. The tension was unbearable. Without a second thought, they slammed the car into reverse and sped away, leaving the figure behind. Vanishing clown. What started as a strange encounter quickly turned more unsettling for a group of boys. They saw a clown standing by the roadside holding a bunch of balloons. He didn't move at first, but as they drove by, he began walking toward the car. They didn't stop or look back, thinking it was just another bizarre sighting. But later, when they searched for any reports of the encounter, they found nothing. No other witnesses, no news, no follow-up. The clown had disappeared without a trace. It was as if he was never there at all.
Trend, creepy trend you might call it, sweeping through Canada.
Dashcam horror.
Oh my god! Oh, what the shit?
Jake was just driving home when the road took a wild turn. Up ahead stood a hitchhiker, or so he thought, until he got closer. It was a clown, standing completely still on the shoulder. Then it launched forward, slamming its hands down on Jake's hood with force. His heart nearly stopped. He stepped on the gas and flew past, but not before catching a glimpse in the rear view. Yeah, the clown was chasing him. Later, he reviewed the dash cam and saw how fast that thing had moved. If he'd stopped, there's no telling what could have happened next.
Oh my god! What are you doing to my car?
Creepy woman.
Hold on.
While patrolling a remote road, a Saudi officer spotted something strange. A woman dressed in white, standing alone in the dark. He approached, thinking she might need help, but then she started making strange noises. Her body moved in a jerky, unnatural way, like she wasn't in control. The air felt heavy, like something was watching, and even though he was trained to face danger, he felt pure fear. He slowly backed away, refusing to get closer. Whatever that was, it wasn't right, and he knew, without a doubt, that he had just crossed paths with something not of this world. Actual sacrifice. Some whisper that CERN's experiments go far beyond science and flirt with the dark unknown. A chilling video surfaced from the facility, showing hooded figures in black robes gathered near the infamous Shiva statue at midnight. In the dim light, a woman in white stood at the center. Then in a shocking twist, one of the figures lunged and appeared to stab her. The video cut off abruptly, leaving viewers stunned. CERN dismissed it as a prank staged by staff, but many weren't convinced. The investigation yielded no clear answers, and the truth behind the closed doors of CERN remains a mystery. Cemetery ritual.
Are they praying? It looks like they're praying.
He was just passing by, not looking for trouble, when he saw them. Hooded figures gathered near a cemetery wall, their voices low and steady, chanting in a language that felt wrong. The ground was covered in symbols, drawn like part of a ritual. He stayed hidden behind a tree and filmed, heart pounding. But then, one of them stopped chanting and slowly turned toward him. That was enough. He ran, didn't stop, didn't check the footage. Nobody knows who those people were or what happened after the camera cut off. Some things just aren't meant to be recorded.
That looks like a voodoo doll.
Free hugs. Late one night, a driver came face to face with something straight out of a nightmare. Right in the middle of the road stood a clown, mask on, holding a cardboard sign that said free hugs. But this wasn't some funny roadside prank. The way it stared, the slow steps it took toward the car, it felt wrong. Like whatever this was, it didn't want to give hugs. It wanted something else. The driver didn't wait to find out. He slammed the car in reverse and got out of there fast. Whatever that clown wanted, it wasn't worth sticking around for. Not tonight. This guy's car gave out in the worst place possible. Quiet road, middle of nowhere. He was still figuring out what to do when something walked out of the trees. A clown, masked, slow, creeping closer. Most people would freeze, but not him. He reached into the back seat, grabbed a thick stick, stepped out, and faced it head on. The clown stopped. Neither moved. Then without a sound, the figure turned and slipped back into the woods like it was never there. No screams, no fight. But that energy, it was a warning. Pale woman. At 1:50 a.m., the road was pitch black except for his headlights. Everything felt quiet, too quiet. Then he saw her. A woman, freakishly tall, standing alone in the middle of the road. She wore a white dress that looked like it belonged to another century. Her face, pale, lifeless, barely human. And then she turned and stared directly at his car. His blood ran cold. He didn't honk, didn't stop, just drove around and kept going, eyes locked on the mirror. She never moved, but she didn't have to. That stare followed him long after the road was gone. Backseat creeper. No one ever wants to be in the driver's seat of this kind of situation. A man was sitting at a red light when nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until he checked his dashcam footage later. As a car passed in front of him, he noticed something chilling. In the back seat of the car, a clown, motionless, staring right at him. The man was stunned. Was it a trick of the light or something darker? Theories exploded online. Was it a hidden passenger or had something more sinister happened? Hypnosis, possession, the possibilities seemed endless. Everyone wanted to know what really happened. Eerie circle. What exactly did this hiker stumble upon? A peaceful hillside turned unsettling when he came across a strange scene. A group of people in white robes standing motionless in a perfect circle. In the center stood two figures, one in blue, the other in pink. They looked young, but something about their posture felt wrong. It was as if they weren't there by choice. There was no chanting, no sound, just silence. The hiker didn't dare to move closer, slowly backing away, his mind racing. What he'd witnessed stayed with him, but the truth behind that eerie gathering was something he'd never uncover. Mysterious figures. Some sights on the road are better left unseen. A tourist in Peru was driving late at night when something unnerving caught his attention. A man in a suit, standing perfectly still in the middle of the road, clutching a briefcase. Before he could process it, another man appeared from the fields. Then another. Soon more figures emerged from the darkness, all identical, all with briefcases. In the distance, red lights flickered, casting an eerie glow. The synchronization of their movements, the stillness, the unnatural feeling, it all felt wrong. His instincts screamed to leave, and he didn't hesitate. Slamming on the gas, he sped away, refusing to uncover the mystery of what those men were doing. Drone footage. A group of Indonesian YouTubers thought they were just testing a new drone in a remote mountain area. What they found was something straight out of a horror movie. As they scrolled through the footage, the camera zoomed in on something chilling. A massive pentagram carved into the earth, with a lone figure standing right in the center. Surrounding the symbol were three others in white robes, unmoving. The eerie scene felt too real. They didn't know what they had captured, but they knew it wasn't something to stick around for. Was it a dark ritual? A cult? The YouTubers quickly saved the footage and moved on, but the mystery lingered.
Dia ada tumbal atau enggaknya nih. Belum terlihat kan?
Terrifying standoff. In a small Dallas town, the streets had become a battleground for late-night drivers dealing with creepy clown sightings. Tired of the fear, two friends decided to face whatever was lurking in the dark. Their drive began like any other, until a clown stepped out holding balloons, walking straight toward them. But this time, they weren't having it. One friend grabbed a baseball bat, stepped out, and swung hard at the clown's legs. The clown dropped the balloons and bolted into the night. After that night, the sightings suddenly stopped. The mystery solved, or maybe just quieted down for now. Alley warning. Bro is never going in that alley again. He thought it'd be faster to cut through the alley, but halfway in, he stopped cold. At the far end, a group moved together in total silence, each wearing red robes, each holding a candle. He won't be taking another shortcut through an alley. Never stop. What started as a quiet late-night drive quickly turned terrifying when a masked figure appeared in the road, signaling for the driver to stop. Something didn't sit right. Instead of slowing down, the driver cautiously assessed the situation. In a flash, the masked man charged at the car, no hesitation. The driver slammed the gas pedal, narrowly swerving around the stranger and speeding away. That night, he learned an important lesson. On an empty road, stopping for a stranger is never an option. Forbidden find. While hunting pythons in the Florida Everglades, Mike Kimmel, known as the Python Cowboy, stumbled upon something far more chilling than any snake. Deep inside an abandoned rocket testing facility, he discovered disturbing remnants of rituals. Dolls with hollow eyes, inverted crosses, and cryptic Latin messages smeared in red paint. The facility had ties to Jack Parsons, a scientist infamous for his occult practices. The air was thick with dark energy, and many suspect the rituals still continue there. Kimmel didn't stick around to investigate further. Some things lurking in the Everglades are far more sinister than reptiles. Dark Watcher. A truck driver was on his usual route when something strange caught his eye. By the roadside, a figure crouched in the dark. Its face was either hidden behind a mask or disturbingly unnatural, but it didn't move, speak, or even blink, just stared into the distance. Miles from any town, there was no reason for it to be there. The driver passed by, but that unsettling image stayed with him long after. No one could ever explain who or what that figure was. Some things on the road simply aren't meant to be understood. Let's move on to our topic of discussion for today, which is a dashcam footage from Texas cops who captured a chilling moment. In the video, a car in front of Sergeant Scott's cruiser swerved to avoid what appeared to be a person asleep on the road. The officer rushed to help, only for the woman to sit up and stumble when assisted. Turns out she was arrested for public intoxication. The woman was identified to be Jeanette Murillo, who was only released later on bond. Now this is to create awareness to be careful when driving, especially at night, because it only takes one mistake from one careless person to cause a lot of issues. Thank you for watching.